Hello and welcome to our Innovator video series where we cover some of the hottest new trends and innovations in retail tech. Today we had a company called Hexa, which essentially is one of the world's fastest growing visualization platforms. It takes its clients' product information and existing images and makes it into immersive content such as 3D, AR, and VR. Let's go check it out. And we're joined now by the co-founder and CEO of Hexa, Yechiel Atias. Yechiel, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So tell me, Hexa sounds really interesting. Can you tell me more about the company?
Yeah, sure. So basically Hexa is the first immersive OS. It means that we've developed a 3D tech stack to create, manage, display, and analyze our 3D projects.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, for our viewers who don't necessarily understand what you're talking about, what exactly do you do? I mean, this is a visualization platform, correct?
Yes.
And you work with companies such as?
Well, we mainly work with retailers and brands. So fashion can be Macy's, Crate and Barrel, Logitech, but we also work with technology companies like Unity. So it varies a lot these days, but mainly brands and retailers.
Okay, so give us a little bit more background then in terms of how you, for example, work with Macy's.
Okay, that's a great example. So Macy's have over 1 million products in their online store. So what we do is we actually select the best candidates for construction. It means that we take the existing visual data, the images, the textual data that they have, and we convert that into a 3D asset. Once the 3D asset is created, we push it back into the websites, mobile web, desktop, apps to give a better customer experience.
Right. How does this work for the customer? Like a customer goes to Macy's, for example, and Hexa has basically been implemented. Why does it make it easier for that customer now to buy something at Macy's?
So it increases confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So if Macy's only had 2 images per product, now they have the 3D asset. And the 3D asset is an unlimited amount of visual data, right? I can inspect the products that I have on the Macy's app, for example, in any angle.
Right.
So this increases confidence and really increases sales. So that's one of the use cases, sales increase.
So you guys grew tremendously quickly. I mean, you went essentially from being a startup company to having huge clients that are international, like Macy's and Logitech. How did you do it?
Yeah, it's actually super exciting because last week we passed the 100 hexagon mark. So we're a company of over 100 employees now.
Fantastic.
And I think we grew because we're 3 value-obsessed founders. And the way that we've built the product and technology, it's in a way that will always return the investment.
Right.
So when you go to create content these days, typically what you'll get is you'll need to pay in advance for your 3D assets. Well, Hexa is different. Hexa is a SaaS company. So instead of paying upfront, you pay a SaaS business model. It means that, let's say, in the Macy's apps that we took as an example,
right,
only when the customer goes and click on that 3D or AR button, only then Hexa pays. And at that point, it's already very, very, let's say, ROI positive. So we take all the risk up front because we're very certain that our technology will create the value that our customers are expecting. That's why we see those expansions, right? We see our customers expanding the amount of API calls that are consuming, and customers are engaging with our technology more and more.
Right. Now, would you say this is a relatively saturated market? I mean, the 3D industry, so to speak, I mean, it's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
How does Hexa differentiate itself?
Yeah, so especially now you see new startups, forming every day, which is super exciting,
right,
for the industry. And it's always good. Competition is good, but you need to be aware of all of those point solutions.
Okay.
So as I said, Hexa is the only full stack solution. So we have the creation stack, management, display, and analysis, which is very rare. Typically in the market, what you will see is our point solution either for creation or management, maybe some distribution or display syndication, analysis. I haven't seen one yet, like a GOAT one. So look for the ones that can create the most value and serve you at many spots as possible.
And how does Hexa keep ahead of the game?
Yeah. So we just listen to our customers basically. Now because we're so ahead of the market, we just work with those leading retailers, and they're really cutting edge. So they take us to the very edge of what that is possible.
I don't want to just say where do you see yourself in 5 years. I mean, it sounds like you really developed along with the market. Is that essentially your general trajectory that you see going forward as well? Is based on what's happening in the market, you sort of adjust?
Yeah. So you see, we work with our customer. Actually, most of our new revenue comes from existing customers.
Right.
So they're expanding the usage of our technology every single year, and we develop new use cases for them. I'll give you an example. So let's say a ring.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, a watch or a bag.
Right.
Once you have that 3D asset, you can actually synthesize model shots. It means that you can put that 3D asset on top of 2D model shots.
Right.
So you can hyper-personalize the visual experience per user, per shopper. So when you go to the website, you'll see the models that suits you best, right? And if you go to buy a sofa, you'll see it in the room that suits you best, so you can better understand. And then you click a button and you put it inside your room.
So it's hyper-personalized.
Hyper-personalization. Those 3D assets,
Fantastic.
The value that is curated in each of those assets is massive.
Right.
And the way that you should select the vendor that will help you get there is the ones that can create the most value.
Right.
And I want to redistribute, repurpose my 3D asset, not only sell it inside my online store, but also distribute it into, the thousands of websites that are reselling my products. That's a really, really difficult problem to solve, right? Because I won't build this massive team to redistribute those assets. It's very hard to take those assets and put it into all of those 3D viewers. So Hexa does that as a service. Again, look for the companies that creates the most value per 3D asset. That's the way to go forward.
Wonderful. Well, Yechiel Atias, co-founder and CEO of Hexa, thanks so very much for joining us, and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And that, my friends, was Hexa, one of the fastest growing visualization platforms. For more on retail tech innovations, join us again in our video series next time, same place, same time. Check you later.